Our next award is the Beata Netemeyer Service Award. This award is named after Sister Beata Netemeyer. Sister Beata served as the provincial of the Adorers of the Blood of Christ for the former Wichita province from its start in 1929 until 1938. She was instrumental in establishing Sacred Heart Junior College, later Kansas Newman College, today's Newman University. She was a strong leader with a vision who was willing to attempt the difficult for the welfare of her sisters and their ministries. And for many students at Newman, she was the picture that haunted the stairway of the old Beata Hall that was demolished. This award honors alumni who continue the spirit of her service as they minister with others, bringing about the mission of Christ. The past recipients of this award, who I think are with us tonight, include Sister Charlotte Rohrbach, and Mike and Susan Poole, for more than 25 years, this year's Beata Netemeyer Service Award recipient has been a member of the Society of Apostolic Life, the Franciscan Sisters Pro Infant et Familia in Davao, Biliran, the Philippines. The mission of these sisters and this year's recipient is to serve children, youth, families in need. Sister Theresita Elna Oporoto was already doing the very work of a dedicated social worker when she agreed, reluctantly, to move to pursue a Master's of Social Work at the Newman Masters in Social Work program in Colorado Springs, Colorado. She proved to be an outstanding student, earning praise for her compassion and her commitment. She served as an intern, providing services to high-risk inner-city middle school girls, low-income individuals, and the homeless. Afterwards, Sister Elna returned to her native Philippines to help the very poorest in her community, particularly orphaned street children. Her work has since expanded to helping whole communities, and she continues to remain most humble about all her accomplishments. Sister Beata herself would recognize Sister Elna as a strong leader with vision who was willing to attempt the difficult for the welfare of her order and their ministries. She works today helping the very poorest and orphaned in her community and stands as a shining example for the Sister Beata Netemeyer Service Award. Sister Elna is not able to be here with us tonight. So John Moragas, the Associate Professor of the Masters of Social Work program in Colorado Springs campus, is here and has graciously agreed to accept the award on behalf of Sister Elna. Please help me welcome John, who will join me on the stage to receive Sister Elna's award.
Good evening. I think that thing works about my level. I'm really pleased and quite honored to share with you a few remarks about our award recipient, Sister Theresita Elna Oporoto. Elna, as we knew her, strongly regrets that she's unable to be with you to receive this award, but she does send her sincere gratitude and prayers of thanksgiving for this award, but especially for the work that Newman University does in preparing students to transform the world. When I first met Elna in the summer of 2005, she was staying at the Mercy Center in Colorado Springs, attending one of the many training and renewal programs offered there by Father Bill Zarino. In that community, we shared most of our meals together, and the kitchen and dining area were on the second floor. Although you may have noticed in some of the photographs, she walks with 2 crutches. Elna could make it up that stairwell faster than I could. And she was always in the kitchen, pitching in both with food preparation and of course with the cleanup, and her homemade flan to die for. As a consecrated woman, a member of the Franciscan Sisters for Infants and the Family, Elna was already, as J.T. mentioned, quite involved in the work of charity relief and in the struggle for social justice, long before she arrived at noon. And in her native Philippines, Elna and her sisters worked with the poorest citizens of their community to provide food, shelter, clothing, education, and limited medical care to women and children who are deprived and endangered. At first, Elna was not so enthused about attending graduate school, and she was very hesitant to ask her community to spend the money for her graduate education. When her mother general, however, a trained social worker herself, learned that Elna had this opportunity, she was quite insistent that Elna should enroll immediately, and Elna humbly and obediently complied. After completing her first semester in the fall of 2005, the S1 student visa that had authorized her travel to the U.S. in the first place expired. We conferred with Amy Larea and with an immigration attorney in Denver and learned that Elna had to return to the Philippines immediately. I thought that we had probably lost her as a student, and I was quite disappointed. But in just a few weeks, I received an email proudly announcing that she had visited the U.S. Embassy in Manila and had been issued a new student visa. So I quickly consulted with the administration, including our registrar, Shirley Reed, who is with us this evening, and we obtained permission for Elna to register quite late, for the spring semester when she arrived in the following week. Not only was Elna able to quickly make up the weeks of academic work she had missed, she also successfully returned to complete her field practicum assignment at the Women's Resource Agency, a local nonprofit that works to empower women and girls to attain and maintain personal self-sufficiency and economic independence. Elna worked with a program there called Intercept 2, a school-based leadership program for at-risk girls that teaches the girls to make healthier life choices. The program deals with depression, suicide, self-injury, goal setting, substance abuse, relational aggression, intimate partner violence, healthy relationships, abstinence-based sex education, community resources, and many more topics. The program also offers intervention for girls in the juvenile justice system, including those who are gang members, who are referred by other agencies as a part of their sentencing. Elna's participation in this program was exceptional, and her field instructor at that time said several of the students served were gang-related. However, Elna was engaged with the girls and had no problem answering their questions. She also reported Elna also brought light, warmth, and joy to the girls and to the staff she worked with. Elna served her second year field placement at Ecumenical Social Ministries, ESM, a collaborative Christian organization founded in 1982 by the 8 largest churches in the downtown Colorado Springs area that serves the emergency assistance needs of over 20,000 low-income and homeless individuals and families each year. Elna worked directly with clients in crisis and in need of assistance, particularly with rent or utilities. Her supervisor commented that Elna shows compassion and caring for the individuals she serves, and she is bothered when ESM's guidelines and rules do not allow us to help. After her graduation, Elna and I stayed in touch with occasional letters and emails when she had internet access. And she shared with me the excitement and variety of her work. After receiving her license as a social worker in the Philippines, Elna was assigned as director of the Friendship Home for Children in an area near Cebu City. Modestly funded by the Diocese of Dumaguete and by individual donations, Elna and her fellow sisters have a mission to provide temporary shelter for the homeless, underprivileged, orphaned, and abandoned children from birth to 6 years, and to provide them with intellectual, moral, and spiritual development, tender, loving care simulating a real home, and to find a family who will share their lives with these needy children. In 2011, After 3 years at Friendship Home, Elna was assigned to the Franciscan mission where she is currently on, in Bilaran Island, where she is dealing with youths, adults, and their families, providing direct services in the forms of materials, food, medicine, sometimes housing materials, and psycho-spiritual formation, or what she refers to as accompaniment. Currently, Elna is also in charge of a group of 47 indigent patients who need continued medications due to mental illness, epilepsy, diabetes, asthma, and or other health problems. Going beyond the direct services work that she learned in part at Newman in the MSW program, Elna is now beginning to deal with community development as well, in order to help poor farmers to become self-sufficient and progressive. Her dream is to create among poor families a community living in simplicity and abundance through natural and organic farming. She also envisions a community which protects and develops the environment for the future generation. I've grown to learn that Elna never settles for small goals. On average, I read that there are some 20 typhoons or major storms that hit the Philippines each year. The sisters always offer what assistance they can to the victims of these devastating storms. Just over a year ago, the largest storm ever to hit the Philippines, Category 5 Super Typhoon Haiyan, caused over 6,300 fatalities and devastated many parts of Southeast Asia, including areas of Micronesia and Vietnam, as well as the Philippines. In letters following some of these massive storms, Elna wrote to me about efforts to assist people following these devastating typhoons. She told me the majority of our fellow Filipinos are still in overcrowded evacuation centers. People at the centers, especially children and the aged, are getting sick with fever and diarrhea. They cannot return to the place where they live because the place is still underwater. She went on to write, our difficulties lie in reaching out to our brothers and sisters who are isolated in remote places. Communication lines are cut off and the roads are impassable. Rubber boats are needed to bring the relief goods to many places. In her most recent letter last November, Elna told me it's already 1 year since the devastation of Typhoon Haiyan. There are still families who are not yet able to rebuild their homes. There is so much politics here, the government officials would extend the needed help based on personal vested interest. That was one of the more polite comments that Elna had about local government officials. When I contacted Elna to tell her that she had been selected to receive the Beata Netemeyer Service Award, she was quite predictably very humble, and she downplayed the impact of her daily work with the poor. She said, I'm not worthy to receive such an award. I'm sure there are other alumni who have done greater things for the welfare of others. She explained that she's unable to fly to the U.S. to receive the award in person because of some physical and health problems, and because both her passport and her visa have now expired. Same problems recur. But she also explained that the two sisters with whom she serves both have breast cancer. And when one or both of them go for medical visits, they are typically gone from the mission for 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the availability of transportation. In an effort to fly her here to receive the award in person, I launched a small crowdfunding effort. And due to the incredible generosity of Newman students, faculty, and alumni, some of you are with us this evening, thank you very much, I was able to raise $1,500. And when she told me that it would be impossible for her to make the trip, I gladly sent Elna a check for the proceeds to assist her in her daily work of mercy and justice. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is a Newman alum more deserving of this honor than Sister Elna, I've not yet encountered this person in my 10 years at Newman. On her behalf, I proudly and humbly accept this honor for Sister Theresita Elna S. Oporoto. Thank you.